Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled in a lush valley, there lived a dog named Rusty. Rusty had a shiny golden coat and bright, mischievous eyes. Though he was well fed and loved by his owner, Mrs. Harris, Rusty had a peculiar trait: he was extremely greedy. One sunny afternoon, Rusty was wandering around the village when he stumbled upon a butcher's shop. The scent of fresh meat was irresistible. Rusty's nose led him to a juicy bone lying by the shop entrance. Without a second thought, he snatched it up and ran towards the river to enjoy his prize. As he crossed the narrow wooden bridge over the river, Rusty happened to glance down into the water. To his amazement, he saw another dog looking back at him, holding an equally delicious-looking bone in its mouth. Little did Rusty know, he was staring at his own reflection. Greed clouded his senses. He thought, why settle for one bone when I can have two? Letting out a fierce growl, Rusty opened his mouth to snatch the bone from the other dog. Of course, as soon as he did, his bone fell from his mouth and splashed into the river below. Horrified, Rusty watched as his treasured bone was carried away by the current. He barked and whined, but it was too late, the bone was gone. Dejected, Rusty returned to the village with his tail between his legs. When Mrs. Harris saw Rusty's forlorn expression, she asked, "What's the matter, Rusty?" But Rusty could only wag his tail weakly in response. From that day on, Rusty never let his greed get the better of him. He realized that his greed had cost him his precious bone and learned to appreciate what he had. The villagers often saw a more content and wiser Rusty trotting around, happy with whatever treats he received. His story spread throughout the village, serving as a timeless lesson about the dangers of greed and the importance of being grateful for what one has. And so, Rusty lived the rest of his days as a beloved and wiser dog, always remembering the lesson he learned by the river.